Hey folks, how are you? This is Rick. Welcome to another video from LaLa Farm. So I got me a helper today. This is one of my granddaughters, Amalia. Amalia loves to spend time out here with Papa. Today we're gonna just kind of give you a tour where we are so far on what will ultimately be our enclosed garden. Yeah, before we start, let me remind you to hit that subscribe button if you like the video. Also ring that notification bell to get notification of future videos. So without further ado, let's roll it. So first, what do you think of this hat? So this hat was a Father's Day present to me from Little Rick, and this is his hat that Amalia's wearing, and Amalia loves this hat, so we pull it right up on her, and she just thinks this is the most adorable thing. So several weeks ago we did the video on raised beds. Now in that video we went all the way from the framing and then included in there the galvanized steel exterior. So that was the prototype model that we've used for all of these beds. So in this row there's 10. This property slopes up, so you'll see that they're not in there perfectly square. They follow the contour of the land. We don't have the galvanized panels in here yet because once we get this framing done, I'm going to come through and I'm going to stain all of this a darker, probably brown, just for aesthetics and to help seal the wood. We'll leave a card up at the top with a link to that original raised bed video. So here we are, there's 10 on the exterior. You'll notice that there's 4x4 posts going up the side. Those posts will essentially have 4x4, I think, some form of cattle panel, whichever one I can get the most of for the least amount of money, and that will act both as a deer fence repellent to keep them on the outside of this garden enclosure, as well as trellising for these raised beds so that we can grow vertically and not just in the bed itself. Coming down, we've got 10 beds that'll be going down each side. And then when we come to the back over here, you'll see a whole bunch of 4x4s sticking up. And again, you know, no one's ever accused me of underbuilding anything. So what this is in the back, this will have both the greenhouse that will be polycarbonate about halfway up, siding, and then in the middle there'll be a workspace, and then there will also be another area for storage. And one little section of this is going to be for Amalia's little worm farm that we're going to start eventually. These are all 10-foot posts that are sunk in about 2 foot. I don't have concrete in any of these. We just got to the part where we're putting the 2x4x6 headers in. Hopefully we'll finish the headers up next weekend and start putting a roof on here. It is mid-June in Florida, and the last thing you want to do is be working in an empty or a completely empty field as we are here with no covering. So I got my truck over here, and what we end up doing is working about 30 minutes and then taking about 15-minute break sitting in the air conditioning of the truck.
Because it's hot.
Because it is brutally hot. So we're going to be relocating a redneck beehive, which is right behind this structure. Not sure exactly where we're going to put them. Not too far from here because I want to keep the bees close to the garden area for pollination purposes. This is our former beach bum hive over here. Unfortunately, I think Rick has mentioned that they haven't worked out well, but we've got a really good thriving redneck hive over here on the left. So that's kind of the garden tour of where we're at. Next time I do an update video, I think where we will be is ready to probably do the staining of at least this exterior. Then we will get the metal put on at least one side, and then we've got a whole bunch of tree branches that are going to be coming from the back of the property where Little Rick's family is putting their new home. He had some tree work done back there, so we're going to be pulling all of that. Instead of having the tree service haul it away, we had them chop it up into 6-foot lengths, was it?
Somewhere around there.
6-foot lengths. So then we're going to basically
long enough to where it's going to be a pain in the butt to pick them up.
Yeah, so we're going to take this green trailer back there, load that thing up, and then bring all of those tree branches up here and start these beds with a hugelkultur base, which means we're taking organic material, logs, those kind of materials, putting them down in the backs or down in the bottom of it, so that over time they will release a lot of those trace minerals and organisms, microorganisms, to break down that wood material up into the soil. Down the road, when we get to the point where we begin putting the new material from Little Rick's property on the back, the branches, the tree trunks, all of that will go in here. We're going to do a video on hugelkultur, how we're starting these beds out and how we're filling them up and what the composition of the soil will be, so that we can get some plants in the ground. Hopefully, you know, we're not going to have the whole thing closed in yet. Hopefully the deer will leave it alone long enough for us to get this finished up. But this is kind of where we're at up to this point. So if you want to see that hugelkultur video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell for notification of future content. Also, next few weeks, we're going to have some really exciting videos coming up. Little Rick will have the chicken tractor done so that we can move our new Cornish crosses over. They're right at 2 weeks old now. And we're also going to be doing the first of what we're calling our egg experiments, EGG experiments, on different kind of what I call urban myths or legends regarding eggs and hatch rates and all of that stuff. So that'll be interesting coming up. So with that said, always remember, treat others as you would like to be treated. Thanks for visiting the farm today. Be well. So if you want to see that hugelkultur
Hugelkultur.
So if you want to see that hugelkultur video,